What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more A Flock of Seagulls, and we're back with the first reaction for another album. We're going to start going through their sophomore album, Listen, which is 1 year later than their debut album, which was 1982. This one is 1983. And yeah, we're going to listen to the opening track on Listen, which I enjoy the simplicity of that title. There's a couple DJ mixes from DJs I know that just use the title Listen, whether with an exclamation point or not. But it's a simple request or command. But yeah, the first tune is Wishing, and then parenthetically, If I Had a Photograph. So yeah, it's an interesting two-part title, Wishing. It speaks to optimism or hope, but at the same time, or in the same breath, it speaks to a lack of contentment or satisfaction with the current state of affairs. You don't wish for something if you have everything you need, or everything you can think of, or everything you ever wanted. And ultimately, if you are wishing, it sounds like there's no immediate practical plan or solution. If, wishing is something that is a bit more ambiguous or nebulous. It's just this sort of idea that you hope something will turn out. So while it is hopeful, I would say there's at least implication that an amelioration or solution is not immediately at hand, not in any practical or logistical sense. Now, again, wishing might have many different meanings, and ultimately it might be less about being discontented and more about the experience of like striving for something or wanting something. But If I Had a Photograph is interesting, because a photograph is a testament to something in the past, something which has already happened, a moment which was captured and is now sort of re-accessible through a visual, but is in fact no longer in existence. So I don't know, the idea of wishing and then if I had a photograph maybe speaks to a desire to get back to an earlier state of affairs. So it is about maybe being discontented, but in a sense of like retrospective regret or lament, or perhaps, even at the time, like if you were the one broken up with, you might have been disappointed at the time. But if I had a photograph, it does imply that someone doesn't have a photograph, right? So there's no visual touchstone or reminder. So yeah, there's a whole like slew of angles that I feel could be pursued here, but I'm not quite sure what to make of it, especially with the parenthetical. It is an interesting way to present those concepts. So let's find out. This is A Flock of Seagulls, the first tune on their 1983 album Listen, and it's called Wishing If I Had a Photograph. Already. I feel the optimism, I feel the hope. Oh, I like that. Is that a sax? Or at least a synth sax, maybe? This is great. It's not the makeup, it's not the way that you dance. It's not the sky. It's more the way your eyes are laughing as they glance. I like the sort of kind of restrained, subtle vocal delivery. Something to remind me. I wouldn't spend my life just wishing. I wouldn't spend my life just wishing. Melodically, I love everything that's happening. And those kind
until I made. I wouldn't spend my life just wishing.
Great tune. This is brilliant. I try not to get swept up in the moment, but I feel like this might be beyond anything I heard on the first album. At least on the level of the best things I heard on that album. I'll settle with that. I feel better with that. It's like elegant, like beautiful at the same time. It's like just demanding your attention. It's like bell layer. Oof, even just like characteristic or charismatic, I mean, all the way right to the end. Just a really top tune. As I said, I love several tracks on the first album, and indeed, a tune that I actually knew, I still love so much, that I ran so far away. But again, I feel like the tune we just heard is as good as anything I heard on the first album. Just the mixture of sort of sounds, the evolution of the track. It had some great melodic work, some different melodic layers, and then the way, again, by the end, it's like this great instrumental sort of groove, and it's like, it has the sweet sort of melody, but it's also like heavy and kind of grinding. There was a melancholy to some of the melodic work, but not too much. It still felt sort of bright and happy, so it kind of felt like it hit both sides of what I picked up from the lyrics, which again, it felt like it's someone who was looking back, but he doesn't have a picture, so he feels like if he just had this touchstone, something to like, remember, something to hold on to, maybe he wouldn't spend his life kind of wishing and trying to like remember it and recapture it. So maybe I'm off base there, but that's the essence of what I caught. But it, again, the sonics seem to sort of color both sides of that feeling. So yeah, let me know what you think. Really great track. Looking forward to this album even more now. Hopefully you are too. I will see you next time. Peace.